Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is dedicated to learning Python with data science, and in this playlist we're talking about introduction to Python, and we'll be looking at the Python function. So let's get started, and we get started by creating documents here or a documentation. So the first thing we want to know is we want to break down what a Python function is. Now, generally functions are reusable pieces of code. So that's what they are. Yes, so they're reusable pieces of code. So that means you can use them over and over again. Right. Now, sometimes you want to ask yourself, when is it even feasible for me to start writing code, functions? That is when you start writing codes, the same code twice. So when you start writing the same code twice, it is time for you, it's a beep for you to write a function, right? So that's what it is. Now, again, what do functions do basically? So they are designed to perform some specific task. So that's what it does, some specific task. So that's what it is designed to do. Also, functions make your programs easy, right? So they make your program easy. Your programs easy. It makes it easy in case you want to fix, test, and stuff like that. So you want to fix, test, write. It makes your program easy. And so it's important for us to also understand that Python has built-in functions. Yes, so Python has built-in functions. So that's important. It has built-in functions. So we've used them. You've seen the print. It's in the print function. There's a sum function. So they have it. So, but what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be creating our own. So what we're going to do in the next line is that we're going to write a simple Python function, right? And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to create some form of a small documentation, right? So now over here is going to be my code. No, here is going to be my documentation, right? And right here is going to be code. So this is what I'm going to do. So the first thing we want to do is to create a function. To create a function, the first thing you write is def. Now, def is the keyword for creating a function. It's a keyword for creating a Python function. So that's what this is. Right, so def is the keyword for creating a Python function. So you see, we've got that. The next thing I want to do after def is I'm going to create a function. I'm going to give it a function name. So I call this action underscore call. Right, so action underscore call over here, action underscore call is the function name. So simple function name. So now we've got these two things going on. Next I want to do is I want to put in the parentheses. Now the parentheses often carries, so this guy often carries a parameter. We're going to talk about parameters later, so but it can take a parameter. It's optional. You can choose to just have a function without a parameter, but it often carries a parameter. Then the next thing we are going to do is I'm going to put a colon. Now this colon is going to make for an indentation. So you see that? Boom. So here, a colon, which is this. Yeah, let me just put that. Yeah, a colon, which is this. What it does, it makes for indentation, right? Makes for indentation. I'm sure we've heard about indentations in this series, So indentation is when like you're trying to create a block of codes. So it makes for indentation. So that's why once I'm here and I hit the enter button, you can see it stops here, right? So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to introduce a docstring. Docstrings are for documentation. So I'm just going to say a call to action for Python learners. So with docstrings you can make multi-line strings, right? So that's what I do. 1, 2, 3. So that's that. So I have this now. So I come over here and I document it. So this is what it's a docstring. So 1, 2, 3. So a docstring. And a docstring basically, multi-line statements. Yes, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't that? Yeah, multi-line statements. So that's what this is. So afterwards, we're now going to have our action, like the main focus of what we want to do, the main task. So I just simply want to do a call to action. So I just use a print statement, a simple print statement, and I'm shouting from the top of the mountain, from the top of the proverbial object mountain, and I'm saying learn Python for, no, let me take it out. It says subscribe to this channel. So it's like a call to action, right? So yeah, so this is what we have, right? So over here we have the print statement, and it could be print, it could be a return statement, but we're going to get to that, right? So now we're just working with a print statement. So this is the specific task, right? So we have this. So we basically have done this. So if I come over here, so we have done the first part of def, which is the keyword for creating the Python function. Action call is a function name. Then there's a parenthesis, which often carries a parameter. We'll talk about that in the next video. Then the colon that makes for the indentation. Then we have a docstring for multi-line statements, and it's for documentation basically, right? And then we have the specific task. So I'm just going to call this, right? There's no error, looks good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write action call with a parenthesis. So did you see what happened there? Ah, look at that, a call to action for Python learners. That's why this is for this. Lovely. So this I'm doing right now is called a function call. So let me just basically, I'm just gonna call this action underscore call. So this is a function call. So we do that, so that the specific task happens. So once we do this, you can see, boom, subscribe to this channel. So that's what just happened here. So this is pretty much a very simple Python function, simple Python function. Hold on a bit, let me just make this, it's peaking. So yes, this is a very simple Python functions with a documentation of how every line of code works. Now in the next video, we're just going to take a step forward and we're going to add stuff to this very simple function, and we just keep improving it. And as we go forward, we'll create documentations explaining every line and improving on what we had before. So please take your time and watch this video. Remember, subscribe to this channel, share with friends and family so that they can learn Python one object at a time.